Shit, how was that game?
Oh man, that shit was decent.
Did they win?
No, they lost. It was close though. Like it was times in the game where, it seemed like these niggas finna just throw in the towel.
Yeah,
but it was a lot of
Who played good out there?
Shit, Buzelis had a decent game. They kept pulling him in and out though, so I feel like that was like I'm like y'all messing up the man's flow. You doing this thing, bro.
Yeah,
you know how that is, man. So but like it's probably for draft picks, so that's
they
probably
gonna
why
have to
they
switch
do
all
like
that shit up, man. Coaching staff, all that shit need to be
definitely.
different.
They definitely need some new blood in there.
Yeah, all that need to be different. Yeah, switch it all up.
So, well, you dapper today, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, straight from work, shit. I had to get up over here. I couldn't even get to the crib to change.
Yeah, you came in this motherfucker clean as hell.
Turn in the board of health,
It's all about board of health.
For real, man. But ain't nothing wrong with that, man. We like seeing the different styles of people, though.
Sure.
So, it's like if you know for a fact, like, fuck it, I'm going to just go like this.
Yeah,
so
like
be it,
this.
as long as you comfortable. It's like, I can see, like, it was like, man, I ain't really want to come like this, bro. Y'all know I really be comfortable. I really wear what I want to wear, but I'm coming like, now you come from the game.
Shit, come as you are, goddamn.
Giving no fuck.
For real, niggas working. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
that's
the main thing. We working out here, man. It ain't like I just do this shit on the throw it on. Hell no, man. I put on what I had on today, and I came as I was. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's some real
like
shit.
my OG church, they say, "Come as you are."
That's right. Come as you are. Shit, I definitely did.
I like that comfortability. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of you saying I need to put this on and that on. No, bro. Let me just do my thing.
I feel you.
Definitely.
Shit, I be trying to get my shit together sometime though. Like
switch.
Hell yeah, because a lot of time, man, when I be preparing to come here and do a podcast, they be like, shit, what am I put on? I do. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh yeah. You know what? I did that maybe in the beginning.
Oh, okay.
I just thought that because I would see how shows was, and you would see the guests be just G'd all
right,
from top head to toe. You know what I'm
saying? But it is about them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you do have to look presentable as well. So
and then too, most of the guys now, especially the ones that's been on, everybody know them for dressing a certain way or having that flow. So it's like if they come in there dressed down or not as flashy or ice and everything, they gonna be like, damn, what's up? But in reality, it's like this is my show.
Yeah,
the fuck I want.
Exactly. That's true.
Let me live how I'm gonna live.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. But at the end of the day, though, it's like like I say, bro, it's all about
comfortability.
Us. Motherfuckers like comfortability. We working, we doing what we do. You know what I'm saying? So ain't nothing to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
keeping it simple. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
What's the word there,
brother?
How you feel?
What's going on? Cooler.
I was just listening to one of your joints, man.
Shit, I was listening to a few of them.
And it made me raise this question. What the hell you doing at 4 Heights, bro?
Hey.
I couldn't even tell you about that nice shit.
Bro, so I know that had to be a true story.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, because it's the way you was speaking on it, I'm like, this got to be a true story. Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah, because I'm like, ain't no niggas finna be in 4 Heights, bro. Not if we ain't supposed to be. Put it that way.
Exactly.
How did you end up there, bro?
Yeah, with the burnt out tires.
Yeah.
So we was I was with my homies and shit, and we was in at the BI bar in Country Club.
Yeah.
And I like what I remember, like after leaving, you feel me? And I had went down some street. I couldn't remember the name, but I like went into like kind of like a parking lot, and it had hella potholes.
Okay.
So like I hit my shit on. Damn, okay. So I tried to get up out of there, and then after that, it kind of like just blacked out. Next thing you know, I woke up. I was in BP gas station. Like on, I think it's like Lincoln Highway, like right by like
Lincoln Highway
or something. Hell yeah. And I didn't even know it was 4 Heights. I think it's like a sign that tell you like welcome to 4 Heights.
Yeah.
Some shit like over there. So yeah, I'm like, damn.
That
shit was tough.
Bro, hell yeah, man. That was one hell of a night then, wasn't
Nah,
it?
it was decent.
Just ain't in the right
It
way.
ain't end well at all.
Man, shit.
Yeah, because I'm familiar with that BP. I'm pretty sure I done passed it a couple times, either kidding over here or
The one you said the one coming off Lincoln Highway?
Yeah, like cause that's what I remember. It was a BP, and it was like kind of like I don't know if it was an exit to the expressway, but you can see the E-way
from there. Yeah, I know exactly which way.
Me too. I know where we was at. Yeah,
it is not that far from the E-way. Yeah, man.
Damn.
Yeah, man. You know, I just chalked it up to like a wild night.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like
what started off good and great. You know what I'm saying? Was doing this thing. We flowing, we going, and then just one little thing, kind of like, damn, what the fuck? Now it's like, damn, I'm here, but why am I right here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nah, man, a lot of your songs sound like just true events, though.
Yeah, most of my I kind of go off that. You know
Yeah,
like I like to speak like that. Kind of storytelling a little bit.
Yes. You're good at it too.
Appreciate
I
that,
might
man.
say it's pretty decent, bro.
Yeah, man, because there ain't too many guys, especially what I'm saying, from in Chicago anyway, that's really like telling stories, unless they want to equate it to like how King Von did his song. But like it's not really a lot of people that you hear that's like on that come up, and you hearing they shit, and then like they hit you with a story, and it's like damn, very vivid. You know what I'm saying? Like I like when they break it down from like this the street I was on to I was coming from my homie crib, but we was just leaving the bar, like you said, the BR bar. You mentioned that in the song, so I was like, yeah, that's kind of crazy, because I'm like, yeah, he said the BR. I'm like, I know exactly where that's at. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then when you was like, yeah, I ended up at 4 Heights, and man, I'm sitting there, I got my tires pretty much burnt out. You know what I mean? I'm just like,
I was pissed.
I'm like, damn, that's just a crazy situation to be in, bro.
That's a whole toe job right there.
Believe that. Now you got to come out extra money depending on how you felt. Like, you not gotta,
and it was like about that song. It was really like 3 story. Well, it's 3 different incidents. So
okay.
Like the 4 Heights, that was kind of like the 3rd incident. Like, to be honest, I'd had way more than that. But like,
damn,
that shit kind of happened like within like, I say like within like maybe like 2 months, 2-3 months tops.
Okay.
Like that whole time period, like I went out and shit and just kind of like blacked out. And it's usually like I'll be decent, you know what I'm saying? At the spots and shit, I don't be like overdo. I be decent, but when it's time to drive home, that shit be fucking me up, man. So I be having like a long drive back to the crib.
Oh hell yeah, that'll fuck you up. Yeah. Especially drinking and shit. Right. Yeah, I understand that, man. So. We can say that you pretty party hard then, don't you?
I wouldn't even say that. I don't go out like that, but like, when I do out, I go out, you know what I'm saying, like supporting people events and shit like that. Right. But it's like when the drinking come, that's kind of like when
that shit. Okay.
Do put you in a whole different mode, especially like like for me, I know for me, like if I done smoked me a good one, I had me a drink right after that, I don't do it like just simultaneously, but I do space it out. But like once that drink set in, and now I'm real comfortable. Now I'm chilling. Now I'm in the spot for real. I'm just observing.
Right.
Try not to go too far overboard, because I've seen too many people that night start off good, and then it's time
turn
for us
out
to go. We got to go through the whole pulling there. Let's get everybody going, or what's the next moves and shit.
Man, that liquor be something else, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? If you don't take control over it.
No, that's fact.
Yeah,
fact. And when I was smoking though, like it was more of like a balance for me. But when I stopped, I started to consume the liquor a little more, and that's when shit started to happen for sure.
Yeah. So you rather smoke than have a drink?
No, I don't smoke now because of my job. But if it was up to me, I probably would still prefer to smoke. Because I feel like it kind of fit my persona. I'm more chill. But it's been like about 2.5-3 years since I smoked. So
that's good, bro.
Yeah. It's like now it's kind of like I'm cool with a drink, you know what I'm saying? Like even it's just like after work type shit, just little drink at the crib.
Right.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah, for sure.
Something real slight.
It makes me more social. I will say that though. Like you know what I'm saying, as opposed to when I was smoking, I was just like really chill.
Right.
Like you say, you kind of like just in your zone. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like when you out at bars and shit, like it kind of made me a little bit more social, which is good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand that, because you got your drink, you sipping a little bit, motherfuckers is talking. You know what I'm saying? You can have more conversation with that.
Right.
Yeah,
that's
definitely
dope. Help with me as far as like networking and shit. Because it's like we said, we be at some of these events now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the people gravitate towards one person depending on how it was introduced. You know what I'm saying? So like if they like when we was at the Urban Love, the night we met you, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
He was there before me. So when they introduced the show or say, yo, it's a podcast in the building like that, it was him. You know what I'm saying? So then when he called me, he said, hey, yeah, bro, man, he said, I know you ain't that far, but man, get up here, man. Everybody is in networking mode. Like, there's a lot of people coming up to me asking about the show. So now I'm like, once you get here,
we gonna really
break
network
it down to them and shit, because they assuming it's just me.
Right.
In reality, it's both of us, but they only see me right now. And then and then after that, once that start happening, then boom, people coming, or I'm up in shoulders with these people, and it's like a real easy transition instead of me feeling kind of like either I'm nervous, out of place, and I don't know what to say. Now it's kind of like, yo, man, I got this going on. Why don't you check us out? Here, go to the page, check us out, subscribe, look at the video, see for yourself, and then we go from there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's how y'all did it too. Like when y'all approached me and folks, like y'all came up, introduced, and said what y'all doing. doing shit. And I like they events too. Did y'all go to the one yesterday?
Yeah, we was there.
Yeah, because I wanted to go, but shit, I had my people's be there and shit, so I kind of went out. I was out in Madison last night, but I definitely wanted to go.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. It was nice turnout. Yeah.
Don't even worry. We got another one coming up next month. And it's supposed to be, from how Health described, it's going to be a lot bigger, a little bit more longer as far as duration and time. And just might be a different location. He ain't fully set on that yet, but he said once he find that spot and it go a little longer, he could really showcase it how he really want to showcase it. Because that spot right there, that's cool. I like it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just more intimate.
Right.
In the front area where we have now. In the back, we probably could, a little bit more leeway because there's a lot more space.
They do have different events in the back too.
At
so
the
that's
same
the
time.
thing also.
So we trying not to headbutt with them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Speaking of moving on right now, man, I know what it is. Brand new episode, No Insurance, the podcast. I am the host, Nate the Great, and I got my dog to the left.
Trouble T in this motherfucker, man. How y'all doing? And who we got today?
AntonioWaan, man, better known as Wordplay One.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Nigga, wordplay is the real shit.
No,
nigga,
for real.
What we was really listening to, you know what I mean?
Hey, you got bars.
I appreciate that, man.
For real. So where did all this shit start from?
Well, it started with a form of writing. I was always big into writing.
Okay.
You feel me? I'd say like 2010 is kind of like when I got into the recording process of it. Yeah. It was just like out of curiosity. It wasn't really like a passion or nothing like that. But that was like during the time when I was going to school too. So I was in college and shit. And like I said, it was just a hobby. And then when I graduated, I kind of like left it alone. You know what I'm saying? Took like a little hiatus and just got back into it 2020.
Okay, so all right. What college did you go to?
I went to first. I went to Lincoln, and then I went to Eastern.
Oh, okay.
Eastern Illinois, y'all.
Eastern Illinois, yeah. I had a few people went there.
Yeah.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, like, what did college play a part as far in music as well? Like, were you able to kind of get your shit off while you was a student?
Not really. I feel like because at that time I didn't really have much to talk about. And also I was making different type of music too. I wasn't really making like the music that I feel was for me or the music that I always was listening to growing up. Yeah. I was like keeping up with what was hot at the time, like the wave. And at that time it was like that futuristic type music. Travis Porter, Roscoe Dash, them type of artists. So I was keeping up with that, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't really, you know what I'm saying, like honing in on my craft and like, you know what I'm saying, how I like to write.
I understand that. So nobody heard your music in college?
Yeah. Like people on campus, you know what I'm saying, like my guys from the neighborhood, shit like that. But it wasn't like a thing where I was like promoting it, you know what I'm saying?
I get it.
wasn't really promoting it like that.
So they were saying you was dope though?
Shit, not really. You had they weren't saying I was weak, but like I ain't really get like the support.
I ain't really
get much of a response, and I think that's kind of like what made me kind of like take a step back from it too.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Because I felt like, oh, this shit ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't really, because at that time I was like, when you first start something, you kind of want to go big.
Of course,
be the best. But then getting back into it now, you realize like you don't have to be.
No,
like kind of build your fan base and go from there.
There you go.
So I think at that time I was kind of like, damn, like motherfuckers ain't fucking with me like that. Like,
right.
I forget it. You know what I'm saying? I kind of got discouraged a little bit. I ain't even gonna front my shit.
I mean, it happens, and I understand that because you be expecting certain motherfuckers to rock with you, and that shit don't pop off like you think it is. You be like, damn, am I doing something wrong? You know what I mean? I get it. Now, 2020, you said you started back, right? Mm-hmm. What gave you the drive to actually start back?
So the people that was supporting me during that time, like in college, because it was a few, you know what I'm saying, like so a few of my closest homies, some of my homies that I had met in college, you know what I'm saying, they was always telling me like, you decent. So I feel like it came about with like people in my ear, like you should get back into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I was always still writing, but I was never recording. Okay. And my homie was telling, they just tell me like you should get back into recording. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I feel like it made sense because like at that time I was a little older, more wise. I had more to talk about. You know what I'm saying? I experienced more within like those 4-5 years. So yeah. Okay.
Hell yeah, man. So when you started back recording, what was it like? A different feeling? For sure. Like I said, I felt more. I felt like the growth. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I had overcame a lot, achieved a lot. Okay. So it kind of motivated me to like speak on that. You know what I'm saying? Also be like
more vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to shy away from that. I didn't really want people in my business, and I still don't. But it's like a way for me to like put the words together to just kind of give you like a glimpse of like what I've been through. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that time, like just me getting older and growing, it kind of made sense.
Yeah. Hey, so who was some of the artists that you probably listened to back then that kind of got you started?
So back then, I'll say I was real big on Cassidy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
A lot of artists that was like battle rappers.
I was just
Smack DVD. I was big into that, like growing
sir.
up. But like mainstream, it was more so like Jay-Z, Biggie, Nas, Jadakiss. You know what I'm saying? Slick Rick too. I was a fan of him too.
Okay.
Like the storytelling and stuff.
Yes.
Definitely.
So those type of artists.
See, you taking it back to real hip hop.
For sure.
Real though. I like that.
What
man.
you said, Slick Rick. I was hoping you said Slick Rick because I'm like, with the way you got to with your storytelling, it's like it kind of brings me into how he was and why they call him the greatest storyteller. Because like a lot of that visual, that detail, like you know what I mean. It like it's giving people a chance to like see through your eyes. But you know what I mean. But within the however many minutes that song is, but they seeing it from what you described.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's there's a lot of dudes out there that really just make up some shit.
True.
And
everybody ain't good at storytelling.
Yeah, that too. But then it's like they make it up, and then once you start hearing, you listening to it again, you're like, nah, something about this just seem off. You know what I mean? It's like the story was going this way, now it's going that way. You know what I'm saying? At least with how you did it.
Right.
It's like we going from the steps from the time I left the crib to the time I got to the spot to what happened when we left the spot to what was going on at the spot. Like it's a nice, you know what I'm saying, a nice mix. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I appreciate that.
That's why I feel like I would love to see that shit in visual form for real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because the way you put it together, like I said, with the songs I was listening to them, just hearing it, I can picture everything that's going on.
Yeah.
You know,
that's how I am. Like when I make songs like that, I want to be intentional on being visual about it, so you can like picture it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for sure.
Like even with the song when you was on the Grammy, you said you had went to Sean Kemp's and shit like that. Like even just hearing the song without even seeing the visual, I could see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's some shit that a lot of people can't do for real.
Right.
You know what I mean? So how do you do that? Like what is your method to that?
Really just experiencing, bro. Like traveling.
Yeah.
Traveling helps. I like to travel, so like that kind of helps me have more material to talk about. And then just like also being able to like open up and be vulnerable, because like it takes a lot to do that. You know what I'm saying? So like when I'm speaking on like again like the Four Heights joint, you know what I'm saying? That was kind of like me opening up. Like that's like my personal life. You know what I'm saying? Like when it come to music, I don't really, you know what I'm saying? So like that was kind of like me just opening up and just being vulnerable, really.
Yeah. I mean, you have to give yourself to the track, though.
Yeah, and I feel like being like that, like having that method, it makes me more relatable, and it makes the listeners and the supporters like gravitate towards me more, because it's like I'm basically telling my story.
Right.
And also too, your story, when you think you telling a story, you be like, they might not even understand it. A lot of people probably went through it.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
just hearing your song, they can relate to that shit. Just hearing it, like, damn, like I done went through some same shit. You know what I mean? And that's that grows your fan base.
Definitely.
And that's what I appreciate the most too. Like I have people that tell me that like that be their response, like on some like, this shit made me cry. Well, like I had just went through that. Like so like getting that emotional reaction, that's probably like something that I appreciate a lot, from my listeners for sure. Because being up and coming, you saying share your music, they be like, oh yeah, that shit decent, and that's it.
And that's it.
They don't really elaborate. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate when people elaborate on what I'm saying, the music, and like why it's decent to you, why you like it, or why you dislike it. You know what I'm saying? Like I take all that.
Yeah, like how you was just saying how it helps you be vulnerable in a sense. Like how therapeutic is it when you do get a chance to get to the stew and recite those words that you either put in the phone or wrote it down? Like, you know what I'm saying? How therapeutic is that for you, man? Like how do you, like when you in there and you letting them bars go, like do you feel like it's a weight being lifted off your shoulders?
For sure, 100%. Because outside of the stew, I'm more so just like holding it in. You know what I'm saying? So it's very therapeutic.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure it like, because I know when you going through things, do you have the time to like even sit back and like write it down when you going through it, or do you have to wait and then, like when you get some time to yourself and be
time to myself?
Yeah,
Yep, time to myself. And I'm pretty much by myself. Not a lot, not like a lot, but like my form of work, I be by myself a lot. So like that's usually when I had that time to like kind of like think. And I like to look at myself as like an overthinker.
Yeah.
So like whether I'm thinking about life or whether I'm thinking about like my next song, my next concept, anything, I'm always thinking. So like it could be like not even a full song. I could probably just like write like a bar too.
Yeah.
Just jot it down, you know what I'm saying, on how I'm feeling and just go from there.
Now when do you like, okay, you'll jot like a bar or two down, right? Like you will remember that bar? Like and then like you'll go back and start putting more to it. Like how do you do it?
So I write it down.
Okay.
I write it down. And then like I said, I have kind of like the same thoughts, you know what I'm saying, a lot. So most of the time when I'm writing down like a bar or two, it's kind of connecting. You know, it might not be like the same story, but it's like kind of like connecting, so to speak, talking about the same thing.
Okay. Okay.
So it makes it easy. Yeah.
So when do you feel like you give your best bars?
Ooh, my best bars. That's a good question. I feel like when I'm talking a little bit, like talking my shit a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like to give a lot of like sports bars. I feel like I got a lot of good sports bars. Yeah, kind of like when I'm in that, I wouldn't say alter ego, but kind of when I'm in that like that East Coast type of feel, like the artists that I grew up listening to, you know, are influential to my music. Yeah, like that's like when I really bring the bars out for sure. Okay. And it depends on the beat too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, right. The beat do kind of get you in a different mode because you might hear some shit that you like. I need to go in this motherfucker right now. Like, whether you have something in your head or not. Like I just want to throw something on this shit to get started, and then I'm gonna come back and we gonna rock this motherfucker out. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of like performing and shit, being in the booth, like so. The night that we met you, know what I'm saying, there's a lot of mic difficulties when you was on stage. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't really, usually in a setting like this when everybody's really just on the scene on the come up and everybody, everybody's got that one goal, like we all trying to make it, somebody gonna get put on and we can start putting motherfuckers on. Like when you in a setting like that and the mic start fucking up, I noticed like most people would get upset and kind of be like, all right, man, what we doing? Put the mic to the side and kind of bimp off a little bit, but you stayed there. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, we finna get this bitch working. That's right. And we gonna do our thing. And that's what stood out to me because I was like, man. Matter of fact, once you came off stage, I went to my partner like, hey, bro, we need to hop at bro. He did. When you get an opportunity or when he make his way around this way, because I know once you got off, you kind of got to, everybody else. You know what I mean? But once you came that way, I said, we have to lock in with bro because that was one thing that stood out to me. Like everybody else kind of was in a different zone, so when the shit started fucking up, they kind of just, kind of put that shit down or like, all right, man, when y'all get it fixed, then I'll come back and work type shit. But he was like, hell no, I'm on stage. Right, yeah. I got this 10 minutes or how many minutes I got, I'm gonna rock this bitch. We gonna get this motherfucker working. Or if the mic is where I just go acapella. You know what I'm saying? The beat to be on, y'all hear me. I might have to yell it, but y'all gonna hear me though. You know what I'm saying? So like, what was that? What was your mind state when that shit started happening, bro?
I would say like I've experienced it before, so like kind of used to like being in that position before, like dealing with certain shows with like the mic messing up or like the crowd not really paying attention to you. So and I feel like again just me being confident in my music. That's right. Like once you hear what I'm finna say, like because I was some people in the crowd, they was like I could tell like I had their attention. You know what I'm saying? So like when I'm actually spitting, I mean to be honest. The whole crowd ain't even really got to listen. As long as I'm getting somebody. That's right. And that's how I look at it. As long as I'm getting somebody that's like really paying attention, I feel like I won. You know what I'm saying?
It didn't fall on deaf ears. You know what I'm saying? It actually got to somebody in the crowd, and you got a chance to lock in with somebody. That's all that really matter. And that's the thing too. Like a lot of people, they want the whole crowd to understand it, but it ain't even got to be a whole crowd, bro. A few people heard me. That's all that matters. And then that's a few more followers right now. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
it all add up, man.
It do. It definitely all add up.
To your point too, like, you know what I'm saying? You say like some people like put the mic to the side or like kind of like what we doing. Like I feel like in that type of thing you have to have like that like how can I put it? like confident on stage because like anything can happen.
That's
you know
true.
What I'm saying? So
that's
like
true.
just having that certain comfort level, you know what I'm saying, being in your zone and in your element, it's like in a way you kind of got to block it out, you know what I'm saying, mentally. Yeah. So like sometimes I've been in like situations where like I feel like I'm just there by myself.
Facts.
You know yeah. And then like not only that, like, you know what I'm saying, as performers, like performers, like we mess up, you know what I'm saying? So like kind of just like knowing, just getting through it, you feel me? Like that's what mattered the most.
Right. Now you said you traveled, right?
Yeah.
What different places have you traveled to?
So I did a few spots out the country, not too many. I definitely want to do more, like Jamaica, Mexico, places like that. I did most of the like big cities already. Right now, I'm trying to like visit more places out the country.
Yeah.
But also like the smaller cities that you don't really hear much about, but they kind of got a lot to offer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like them low key cities that got like a good vibe. You know what I'm saying? Because like one thing that I appreciate when I travel is like peace. I'm not like one of those guys like everywhere I go, all right, we gotta turn up tonight. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of past that. So like I be liking to go to like the little smaller market type of cities, you know what I'm saying, where it's just like chill, but they got like a lot to offer, like whether it's food, culture, you know what I'm saying, anything.
Yeah, matter of fact, what's the spot you went to that from the outside looking in, you might think, damn, they really jumping like that, but then when you went, you was like, yo, all right, this is a different type of scene. This surprised me. This caught me by surprise.
Yeah, I would say Seattle. Okay. Seattle was decent. When I went to Maine too, Maine was decent, but
it was Maine. Maine.
See, like
how the fuck was Maine?
Yeah, everybody be reacting like that when I say Maine. Motherfucker, like, what
I know it was cold, right?
No, I went. When I went, it was kind of like still fall. It was still decent.
Okay.
I went like in October. It was still.
What do they have to offer?
The food, you know. Again, like the peace. You know what I'm saying. The good scenic. You know what I'm saying. Scenic type views and shit like that. So like a spot like that, that's like a spot you'll go to. Like, you know what I'm saying. You and your lady or you by yourself type of thing. Like that ain't like a group trip unless you're trying to get out and see like the attractions and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Because they got like little tours and stuff like that, but as far as like the typical what the city has to offer, like what we used to, they ain't really got that, you know what I'm saying?
How many black people was it out there?
So where I was at, shit, I could count on one hand. For sure.
I knew it.
For sure. But I was like in the downtown area though, so like downtown Portland in Maine. And you know, we went out a little bit further to like Cape Elizabeth and like that, but it didn't really change.
White.
Yeah, it didn't really change though. It was like
that sound white.
Like the only time I seen black people was in the restaurants when we ate and shit.
Did you feel a little better? Like, yeah, there you go. What's up, brother? We got one in the building.
I was too busy eating the food. That food was good as hell.
Their food is good.
Yeah, you know that's funny though. That's funny you say Maine because like, bro, I know like you know when that whenever like the Powerball and all that shit hit real high numbers.
Yeah.
And that be just Maine. Yeah. And the first thing I said, like, if I hit that shit, I'm going to Maine. I'm gonna be somewhere where you not gonna even think to even try to locate me type shit. Like
real
if I want, like if I, you know what I'm saying, like if you get that type of a life amount, you know, a life changing amount of money, you already know it's gonna be the vultures. Everybody gonna be trying to hit you up, and everybody gonna assume that you just gonna, hey, here, bro, take that 10, take that whatever.
Right.
In reality, no, bro. I'm probably would piece off the ones that I know I'm supposed to piece them off, and
and the rest of
I gotta go and do my thing. I gotta go live for real, but live carefree and have fun. But I know for a fact I would probably end up in somewhere like a Maine, you know what I'm saying, or New Hampshire, like an area
New Hampshire.
You feel me, like a spot where ain't nobody assuming you just finna up and go, like you know what I mean. I like how they what's that Kanye had the shit in, was that Wyoming, Montana or something like that, right? Wyoming. You would never think anybody, you know what I'm saying, we finna go to Wyoming, like we just going, but he done brought it down there half the industry out to his spot in Wyoming, so like that would be the type of time I'd be on, like, you know what, I'll go to Maine, somewhere where you're not thinking.
It's like them peaceful states. Pretty much, like you ain't gonna see too much happening out there. You know, it's gonna be real chill.
Do your dirt all by your own.
Yeah,
like,
hell
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go to the grocery store, stock up your spot. Just chill at your spot. Like you said, downtown Portland, seeing that shit over that way. You know what I mean? But getting a different like spice of life instead of like, we're finna go to Miami. We can go to the DR. We gonna go here and there.
Yeah,
everywhere.
but that's where everybody be trying to go to. So you don't want to pop up in them spots.
Exactly.
Now, how did they take to your music?
The people in Maine.
Yeah.
So the second time I went, they was fucking with it. Okay. And to be honest, it was kind of like a hip hop type of vibe. Like one thing that I respected out of all the performers, like nobody was performing like with they backtrack. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was kind of like no vocals. Like I said, it wasn't like predominantly or like black or anything like that, but you could tell like that group of people, you know what I'm saying, no hip hop, and they respect it. Okay. So they was definitely fucking with the music, and I was supposed to be going back soon, so looking forward to that.
Look out now, you gonna fuck around and get a crib out there.
Hey, now that's the plan though. Whether I hit the lotto or not, I definitely plan on retiring in Maine though, for sure.
Okay.
I fuck with Maine, man.
Now, you know that's dope that them out there that they gravitated to your shit, and like because it just remind me of that video on YouTube. I don't know if y'all familiar. When we get a chance though, I think it was LL back when he was a young and fresh in the game. He had a show in, I believe it was Maine, and he literally would break down to the crowd what hip hop music is, what this is, what this sound is, and how the music goes. Because you know people probably was familiar with just the regular singing and gospels and whatnot, but he was the first one to go down there and really, he literally was just breaking it down. He's like, this is a 808, this is a drum loop. Matter of fact, this is my DJ. He's gonna play the song. I'm gonna show y'all what I mean by the rhyme pattern and shit like that. So that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Then like you said, you fuck around, you might just say, fuck it, I live in Maine.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Get a whole damn crib down there.
I like that though. That's like a different way of engaging for sure.
Yeah,
I like
to just break down your shit in such a way where they would like where they might become attentive now, because it's like, man, we ain't never had an artist break down this and that. Like I didn't know that was what it took, or that's what it took to get this song out, or I didn't know it. You know, it takes 16 bars. That's a whole verse. Things of that nature. So that was dope to see that. Like,
that is.
And that's what I like about right now, how people can bring back, unearthed footage. Like, damn, that was so long ago. I totally forgot about that. But when I saw that video and he explained it when they brought it up to him, he was like, yeah, bro, I was like the first rapper to actually touch down in Maine, do a show in Maine.
They wouldn't know shit. He had to break it down to them. Yeah. Now, you're in the lane of hip hop, all right? Yeah. So how do you feel about the different styles of rap, like the drill and all that, like these youngins, the YNs trying to be gangsta all the time? Like, what is your take on that?
I respect it. Like, I fuck with it because I feel like at the end of the day, music is evolving. You know what I'm saying? You kind of keep up with what's going on. So to be honest, I fuck with it.
Okay, so you'll do songs with them?
Yeah, I will. Like if it
makes sense.
Yeah, if it makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Like it gotta kind of like mesh well. Like I don't want to force it, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Matter of fact, who we got in the building, man? In the cut right here.
We got my boy Presto, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out my boy Presto.
Okay.
Crazy on the beat, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dope producer. Yeah, for sure. But he produced other artists as well. You know what I'm saying? Big artists as well. But I definitely fuck with him a long way for sure. That's my boy.
So y'all link up, bro.
So shout out Keem. You know what I'm saying? My boy Keem. I had met Keem at a music competition that I was in, and wound up winning that. And I had performed at the Keema Fest. And I'll say maybe like a few months after that, Keem had reached out to me like, yeah, my homie want to link with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
producer, woo. And that's how it came about. So shout out my boy Keem, man.
Okay. Now you got some other people too, man, that was featured on your songs. Is pretty dope. I know I heard Eda Don. Is that one?
Yeah. So that's my boy, Eda Don. That's actually like my brother. You know, so I grew up with bro. You know what I'm saying? We're from the same neighborhood, and You know what I'm saying?
So do y'all push each other to? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
get
for
this
sure.
music out here like that.
For sure.
So when you went through that hiatus, he wasn't in your ear at all?
I don't even think bro was doing music at the time.
Okay.
But no, he wasn't though. Like far as like me getting back into it, you know what I'm saying? Because I think due to me like not really pushing it, a lot of people might not have heard my music.
Right.
So I was kind of like only putting it on Facebook one time. You know, whoever come across it, they come across it. You know what I'm saying? So most of the people that was like giving me feedback was the people that was on campus with me. You know what I'm saying? Like them the people that I'm seeing every day. The only time I'm really seeing the guys is when I go back to the hood. You know what I'm saying? Chop it up. And to be honest, they was really on some like keep doing what you're doing like for our school. Like I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? You kind of one of the first from around here. Like really, you know what I'm saying? Taking this school shit serious. So like keep doing that. So yeah.
That's
okay. Damn, man.
And like, so What exactly is midway music, bro? Because I fuck with the project, but that's what the title came from.
So the title just came from me just like kind of putting words together. Midway, I like to fly to Midway a lot, really all the time. You know, unless it's some inconvenience or some shit like that. But just putting like that. I feel like it sounded cool. You know what I'm saying? And I just like based it on like my traveling. You know what I'm saying? Like my experiences with traveling. So Midway music, just can't really how it came about.
Okay.
And by the way, Presto produced the whole project. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
All his beats on there. You feel me?
Yeah. So how do you go about choosing your beats?
I'm real big into like samples, like soul samples, loops. You know what I'm saying? If it kind of got that East Coast type of feel, that's usually them the ones that I go for.
No doubt.
You have a chance to do a song with a big East Coast artist. Who would it be?
Benny the Butcher.
Right on, sir. I like that in you.
That's what I was hoping.
Hell yeah.
From the sounds I was hearing, like that sound like some shit he would be on.
Yes, indeed.
He gave me a Griselda type of vibe a couple of times.
Yeah.
That Benny the Butcher, that would be dope.
I fuck with that. And he a dope ass artist.
Yeah, he dope.
Don't get the credit for real, but he get overshadowed, and I don't like that shit, cause like it be the real lyricists that don't get the shine they should,
And I feel like with that, like to your point, you was asking me about like how the music is going now with the drill. I think that's one of the reasons why.
I know.
Because like the wave is drill, so like you don't really, But one thing I will say, like all the lyricists, like with that, it's about longevity, in my opinion.
Yes.
Like once you build your fan base, you know what I'm saying, you able to last long, cause like people. You know what I'm saying? If they ain't storytelling like Waan was, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
What else they gonna really be talking about?
That's true.
Kind of the same shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
right. And you can't be in your, what I'm saying, your 30s and shit still saying the same shit. And they like, come on, nigga, this ain't you no more.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like with hip hop, like you can sustain that same image, you know what I'm saying? But you're just a little older, so you're talking about a little different shit. That's all.
That's kind of what 2 Chainz was saying about the project he did with him and Larry June. Is like, he said this is maybe the first time or a handful of times where he really wasn't on no trap shit. You know what I'm saying? He said, because even with that, he was like, bro, I had to, get up out of that. He said, I know that's what got me in the game as far as on the solo side, but he's like, I'm damn near about to be 50. Like, what am I really doing out here? You know what I'm saying? Trapping, like, there's no fucking way. He's like, I got businesses now. I got, you know what I'm saying? I got a whole family. I got my son doing the podcast. He doing his podcasting, but sky's the limit for him. And then I got my other kids, as they get older, they gonna want to, try to separate themselves from their dad. They don't want to be like, well, that's my, I'm 2 Chainz son. Nah, I'm so this. I'm doing my thing. So I think that's kind of fly when, like, to see that.
That is
somebody when motherfuckers gradually get out of that shit.
Yeah, man, it's about maturity too. You know what I mean? Like you have to evolve in some type of way. You know what I mean? And that's why I said it's better to me with hip hop, because you can see the, what I'm saying, to the evolve in them. You know what I'm saying? But also, you can give them the same type of flow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like LL. Like, even if he was to bring out an album right now, like the shit'll be still dope, but you know what I'm saying, he'll still have some shit to say. It's about hip hop. You know what I mean? So that's what I like when it comes to y'all, when y'all real lyricists. Y'all stick with that shit. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Outside of being, let's say that the opportunity come, but Benny the Butcher ain't available. Who is another East Coast artist you might want to trade bars with?
That's big. Yeah. Cole. I fuck with Cole. You know what I'm saying? I like the positivity in Cole, you know what I'm saying? So like, cause I got that side as well, you know what I'm saying? Like you motivating, the youth, or just motivating like your peers, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like he's real good at that. And I feel like his music has evolved since when I first was listening to like the Friday Night Lights, you know what I'm saying? So it'd be good, like, you know what I'm saying, not only to do a song with him, but to like pick his brain, you know what I'm saying, get knowledge and shit like that from
For sure. I mean, like, so now for real, like, what did you think about the Super Bowl performance, man? I know it's a lot of people kind of on the fence, because it might have went over some people's heads exactly what that was, and then some people still was like, y'all should have had Wayne, New Orleans, But even with then some people say, I don't think Wayne could have pulled it off like that or whatever. So like, what you thought about the performance when you saw it?
So overall, I liked the performance. It wasn't a bad performance. I understood the concept. One thing I will say though, I felt like he kind of what's the word I'm looking for? like I feel like he kind of geared it more towards the, you know, making it like kind of like a dish, you know what I'm saying? Like the antics he was doing, which is cool. Don't get me wrong, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you want to like, you don't want the focal point to be about that, you know what I'm saying? Like this is the Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying? Like if you had your regular performance, like, or you was on tour, you know what I'm saying? It probably would have looked better. But like this the Super Bowl, like so you when you performing at the Super Bowl, you got like pop stars that's, you know what I'm saying? And I was having a conversation with somebody, and I feel like this is just my opinion. I feel like it's tough for like rappers to like really get that like Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying?
The halftime show.
Yeah, like the halftime show. So like I feel like it would be easier or like more appealing to the audience, to the mass audience, to get like pop artists, R&B artists.
No, you like right.
Because like when you rapping, you know, you really gotta kind of like just sit there and like listen to what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? Even though you gotta do it with like R&B and shit too, but it's more of a vibe. You know what I'm saying? So, but overall, I like the performance though for sure. And like I said, I understood the concept, even with the like the shit with Samuel. You know what I'm saying? I understood that. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like he was doing a little bit too much with that Drake shit though.
I feel like the reason why he did that is because Drake was talking shit, talking about he was gonna sue him if he mentioned it or did the song or any case like that. So I feel like with him being the person he is, like, oh, you telling me I can't do it? Right, and that's probably what hyped him up even more, I feel like.
I get that.
And don't get me wrong, I feel like Lil Wayne would have did dope. You know what I mean? Like he got a catalog for sure. Shit, you know what I'm saying? For so with him doing a halftime performance would have been the shit to me too. But I did like Kendrick's performance. He did his thing.
Yeah, honestly, I think he probably once, you know, if you could recall it, once it was announced that he was gonna be the one that, you know, headlined the show.
Right.
You know, I feel like a lot of the shit that he probably planned on doing, he ended up scrapping, because you got to think, right? He was a fan of a lot of these guys, you know. So I feel like he probably would have brought Wayne out. Just on some like, nah, you know, we are in New Orleans, and I feel like, you know, he should have been the guy, because it was hyped up so crazy that we really thought it was gonna be Wayne. But that shit happened.
I'm surprised that he didn't really bring nobody out.
And then when that shit happened, I felt like, all right. He probably was like, well, I was gonna want to try to bring him out, but everybody coming down on me like it's my fault, and then everybody's pointing fingers at Jay-Z, and Jay ain't even really the one in control of that. He said it's based off what the league approves. You know what I'm saying? He just so happened to get them people in position to perform in the halftime. You know what I'm saying? And then just everything after that, I just was like, okay, a lot of that shit, he probably said, fuck it, I'm gonna scrap it. Now I gotta do something else. And then with the beef going on, and now he was already dominating that beef, and then he won the Grammys like that. It was like
a lot of politics in it.
Yeah, and it was just like with him getting that sweep, I feel like that just amplified that shit even more.
Yeah.
So when he did what he did, it was, you know, I give it to him, it's definitely creative, the whole Uncle Sam thing, because once they announced that Trump was going to be there, I'm like, oh, I'm pretty sure that's probably why he brought the Uncle Sam, and talking about this is America's game and things of that nature. And then, you know, with, you know, they like to sue like little innuendos in between leading up and just everything like that. I was like, yeah, I see what's going on. And then, you know, once everybody said A minor in the crowd at the Super Bowl, like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
that did it for me. You know what I'm saying? That's when I knew. I was like, yeah, bro, I really think you need to just bow out. You know what I'm saying? Let's not even go no further, man. Let's move the fuck on, because you got motherfucker like. But then people thought it would be like the end of Drake. Like, hell no, bro. This man still is on a legendary run.
For sure.
He just ran to a little skid, but at the end of the day, though,
speed bump.
You feel me? But then, boom, you come out with the project with him and Party Next Door, and a lot of people is still like, yeah, he might have some with this one. So it's a lot of, you know, I haven't really seen too much like on the fence shit now. It's kind of like, all right, yeah, Kendrick got that. Wow, now he back with him. They doing their thing. So, you know.
Yeah, and with that performance too, like I was kind of like looking at it as a performer, as an artist, instead of like as a spectator, you know. So I was looking at little things like, you know, like him, even though it wasn't no stage, but just like his movements, you know what I'm saying, like the props that he used, like with the dancers and shit like that. Like I was thinking like of like creative ways of how I can like implement that in my performance if I ever get big, you know what I'm saying?
Smart man.
Yeah, so like, and I think that's, like I said, I want, the politics was there, it was in your face, but I wasn't really like, cause I ain't really big into politics, I don't even be giving no fuck about that shit, but I was more so just kind of looking at it like, you know what I'm saying, as an artist.
Yeah, well, no, that's a good thing to do, man. You saw, instead of looking at it as a fan or something like that, you seeing how you could help yourself. That's cool.
Yeah, I can add this to my shit. Maybe I can do my little spin on some things. I mean, because I think that's what's missing now is like, you know, when, especially like, okay, if they say, yo, I can get you 15 minutes on stage. I feel like if you know ahead of time, you got time to actually throw some shit together for real and do something different that'll have them people like, damn, I should have, you know, damn, I could have did 3 songs, or I could have did that with my 3. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you got to have more people that are performers. They not really performers. Like when they get on stage, they do their song, but they not performers. Like you got to have your background set up the way the song supposed to be, and you know what I'm saying, getting people in tune, like make it look like a whole scene or something. Like you know what I mean? Like that's how you do that shit. You got to be a performer. And a lot of people just get up there and just wave the mic and do all that. Nah, man. Show the people what you came up here for. Exactly. They want to see that shit. Exactly. They pay money for it.
Exactly.
Let me get your money's worth.
Yeah, for real though.
And speaking of performance, man, I think it's time.
It's that time.
We finna black box this joint real quick, man.
Sir.
Okay. Let's get to it, bro.
Look, when it come to these bars, I got it on lock. San Quentin, my punchlines hit harder than listed, nigga. Eddie Tipton reviews anything for attention, nigga. That'll be different, that been my steez. I'm blessed, subtle reminder every time I sneeze. Overseas or out of town, if you show love when I'm not around, just know that I'ma hold you down for real. Yeah, now I'm back on board. To return the mic with that 4-5, fall back, I'll pull. Shoot, reload, I'm back on full. Clip, get them, or I bring that 40 out like Kemp. Consistency, the only way to get better. It costs to walk in these shoes like makes them all jealous. Ever since I was a shorty, man, I knew I was special. I could've ran under the 6 the way I grew and developed, because the flow hard don't mean the Bogart. One call, now you in heaven, really getting to know God. Look, dog, you don't want no props. If it's drama, I got niggas that'll turn you to a soap op. Send your body through the mail like a postcard. Cross the border through the water with a coast guard. Spit more dope than dope spots. I'm the man, I supply, make the price of the coke drop. What I'm talking about drugs for? Man, I don't deal, but I kill anybody feel that they want war. Money, power, respect. LA to get away is days I need a reality check. As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, looking at myself in the mirror, I'm proud of myself. Cause I remember I doubted myself, I was tweaking. Presidential shit, Abe Lincoln. Pull up to the party, this bitch fake decent. Shorty all on me, this bitch fake decent. And I gotta get near, but only on the weekend. Any other night, sip Zen, smoke reefer. Boy, I've been ballin' since D-Rose at Beasley. Trying to, it ain't easy. Trying to fly in bystander, it ain't easy. Praying to the man, hopefully that what I'm saying to him reaches. Oh, yeah. Waan.
Hell yeah. This is D-Rose at Beasley.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's show. That's fire right there.
Love.
Yeah. That was the black box flow right there. Presented by Anton.
Yes,
you know what I'm
indeed.
talking about? Yes, sir. And speaking of, you know, on the beats, you feel me? We got Presto in the cut.
Yeah.
What's happening? What's going on?
He actually did the beats.
Yes, sir. Presto, my boy.
Yeah, we're gonna holler at him real quick.
I swap out.
Yeah.
So let's get it.
What's going on, brother? Man? How you feeling
Yeah.
today? Man, pretty good. Introduce yourself, sir.
I'm El Presto, live in the flesh.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, that was a dope ass beat there, sir.
I ain't even really hear it. I'm always sending him some shit, so I don't even know.
Really though,
Yeah.
it's honestly, like that.
I really don't even know.
So take us.
I ain't hear because I think the headphones.
Yeah. So take us to like what started you on making beats, bro?
Ooh, I always love music.
Yeah.
More so like a hooper. So just like listening to music in my headphones all the time, but just one day when I was just like in college, I started kind of making beats and just for fun, just a hobby.
Yeah. What was like the first thing you made? Like what was it? What did you use as far as?
GarageBand.
Okay.
Yeah. I see a lot of people be saying
GarageBand on the iPad.
Damn.
That's what I was using. That it was. I mean, I work in Logic now, so it was pretty much the same thing, but GarageBand.
Okay.
For sure. iPad.
Yeah.
So like when you say you would listen to, you would always hear beats, you know, within the headphones and whatnot. So like, did you kind of like, you know, take parts, you know, and kind of like maybe hum them or beatbox them a little bit, just to give you like a template before you actually sat down with, you know, GarageBand and like, you know what I'm saying, brought it to life?
See, before that, it was really just like, you know, staying up for the top 99. So
yeah.
like, with the radio, stop pressing, doing like tape Some similar stuff to that. But as far as making beats was GarageBand, and then I had a little class in high school my senior year, but I didn't take it really serious. It was just some fun.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, but it just kind of, honestly, I feel like God just kind of forced me to like, this is what you're supposed to be doing.
Right. So like, okay, you said you took it serious when you was in college?
No, I didn't start, to be honest, I didn't start taking music like serious until like 2018, 2019.
Okay.
Yeah, to like, when I'm like, all right, I'm finna be a producer.
Yeah.
Right.
Like before, it was just playing around like in college or like I said, just fun hobby.
Yeah.
DJing, parties in college.
Oh, okay,
like that,
okay.
yeah.
So you did
all
do
off
some
the
DJing.
iPad though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey man, that technology a motherfucker,
Yeah,
man.
for real.
Yeah.
That's funny you said GarageBand, because obviously a lot of people say that shit, and I know that shit would be like, it come with your phone. Damn, you know what
sure.
I mean?
I was doing it on my phone too. That definitely.
And that's why I was like that. I never really, I never even opened it up to see like what it was.
Shit,
I used to be like, yo, because you know how they had them preset joints on your shit. So sometimes I kind of, I don't know, something about I just didn't never mess with
the
it.
presets.
That's how you learn
that's how
too.
I learned. It's like, I'm gonna take this sound and put it with this sound and slide it over, and that was the beginning for me.
Now, how easier did it get when you started getting the mixers and the beat machine and shit like that?
You know what? It was actually, that was a little easier as far as just the iPad. Like,
okay, so it got difficult. It got difficult with that.
Yeah, you get a little bit more difficult. You gotta actually like cut, sample, chop.
Right.
Yeah. More intricate things. But I mean, after a while, you're doing it over and over again.
You gonna learn that shit. It come like second nature.
Yeah, for sure.
So, was it a lot of beats that you feel like you had to scrap? Like, I don't like this shit.
Oh, it's been plenty of times you be making beats and then you be thinking it's good. And then you might spend an hour or two on it, and then
like, nah, I ain't fucking with it no more. Like,
right.
A lot of times when it's too long, it's not good.
Okay.
For me personally.
Okay,
like,
so
if I was like all day and I got to come back to it, and sometimes I could do something different, but a lot of times the quicker ones or something organically happen, those be the ones that people like.
So take us into you making a beat.
Okay.
All right, now, what is it that you have to hear first in order to make you get into that mode? Like, is it a certain song you got to hear, or like it's just like a rhythm you got in your head and you go to the?
Well, you know what? It just depends. If I'm like I'm waking up and I'm about to cook up.
Okay.
Or it could be just like I heard this in a song and I was like, oh shit, everything got to stop. I need to go.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Or I might forget. Or I need to like whip.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like,
you get anxious with that shit.
Super, it's like, I need to cook this up. I don't want to forget it, or it might leave, or so it just depends. Or if it's like I might be making some wordplay might be on my brain. I'm like, oh shit, he sound good on this. Like, let me see if he'll like this. So it just depends.
Okay.
Vibe, honestly, the vibe.
For sure.
Do you make all different type of beats, or is it sort of like a East Coast flavor to it?
No, I make all type of beats.
Okay.
Pretty much just cater to like
the artist
for sure.
Yeah,
definitely like to the artist, because I dance, house music, everything. So it's like, everything.
All right, so like who? Yeah, let's say who would be like if the opportunity was granted, or if they put up something like submit the beat, we gonna see out of all the submissions we get, this is who we gonna choose. Like who, if you had an opportunity to go ahead and lace them with that track, who would be that artist or group if it was a group?
Man, I don't want to say. I don't want to. Man, shit, I don't know. It's almost like what genre.
Yeah, true.
If it's like, are we talking R&B? Are we talking hip hop?
We talking hip hop. We talking hip hop.
Hip hop right now. Man, who I want to work with right now? I love Larry June.
Okay.
I like 2 Chainz, just because speaking on their recent project. But man, there's so many guys.
Yeah.
Man, there's so many guys. I don't even, because it's even guys that's like not as big.
Right.
Like somebody like Antonio, like he put me in the mind of Benny the Butcher.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was like, I don't know Benny. Damn, man, this nigga sound good. Like,
yeah.
So then it's like the same thing. Like, okay, he would fit that genre. I got some stuff for him.
Right.
Let me see if I could connect with him. So it would be the same thing if it's like, so if that's in the Griselda tree, let's just say, artists like D So Nice. He give me some Larry June vibe. So it's like, okay, I might not be able to get to Larry. We could organically grow and create some of that same vibe because that's kind of your sound.
Right.
It might be like
then you build the beats off how he sounds.
Absolutely, just different artists. But you know, it's to me, it's almost like the artists have their voice are instruments.
Yeah,
it's pretty much like, okay, that's a sound. Like you're your own artist, but I feel like you can embody this. You know what I'm saying? Sure. So I mean, of course, like a Jay-Z or Kanye is, you know, my favorite of all time, but I don't whoever's want to work.
So you do all the mixing and engineering, everything.
Some of the mixing, definitely mixing and engineer, but then it's, you know, sometimes the final cut we gonna give it to the master engineer. But as far as the track, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as the track, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure,
yeah.
For sure. Like, matter of fact, who are some of the producers that you definitely fuck with their sound? You know what I'm saying? Who are some people that?
For sure. Yeah, that's like one of my, you know, goats as far as production. That's who I grew up on when I was in junior high as a shorty in high school and stuff, for sure. For real.
Yeah.
I love The Alchemist.
Okay, Alchemist.
Man, you know, Harry Fry, so many different, you know, Jermaine Dupri, Timbaland. It's just,
there you go.
I study everybody, honestly. I really try to study all the producers.
Who out of them guys you named, who was the one that had a crazy run where you was like, bro, I can't go nowhere without hearing this man's production? Like,
I think I was unaware of it at the time, but I just wasn't aware. Like, you know, when I started doing my homework, there were so many songs I was listening to that he did that I didn't even necessarily know at that time.
He was on the run.
I was on a crazy run.
Yeah,
you know?
Definitely was. Him and Pharrell.
That's what I'm saying.
Pharrell was on a crazy run.
I didn't know that
you couldn't go nowhere without hearing Pharrell on the track.
Even if you didn't know it was him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because going back to like the late 90s, I didn't know he did shit SWV.
Yeah.
He did he had did a remix for
702. Like
Right. 702.
He did some shit for what was that? Lords of Regan Peter Guns. He did a remix to their hit song. I had no fucking clue. It wasn't until when I'm hearing the song and how they kept on emphasizing, like, and that's the Neptunes that you hearing when you hear that shit. I was like, that's cold. And then like I said, everybody had they run, like Timbaland's first run.
Timbaland,
Swiss first run. Yeah,
Swiss, another one. Hell yeah.
And then when they would say like, it was a time where you didn't hear my beats like that, I was like, I never would have known. But until they mentioned it, and then when they break down the year, they be like, damn, that's right.
Rest in peace, Irv Gotti. He had a crazy run.
Irv Gotti.
A lot of that that's his production. Yeah. You know,
that's real.
Collaborated. So
you right. That's definitely right.
It's a lot, and that's the crazy part about the game. Like, you never really know. Like, it's funny when you hear a beat and you're like, wait, he did that beat? That don't sound like what he would do, but he did that. You know
that's why I feel like with you, that's why I was asking, like, is there a certain type of beat you do? Because a lot of time when he'll be like, oh yeah, he did that beat, I'll be like, damn, wait, you did that? You know, that's cool though, because now it's versatile.
No, and that's, you know,
you don't want to have the same sound of production.
Exactly.
You know,
and you know what? That's crazy too, because even a couple songs that I have with some artists, what made me, even as far as my tag, certain art you won't know, because it's like that didn't sound like something that he would have made.
Exactly.
It's like, I gotta put the tag on so they'll know, like, okay, I made that
that's
too.
Me.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Hell yeah, you got to get your credit when credit is due.
It might not sound like that.
Right.
Facts. Yeah.
You know, that might be a completely different artist. So for sure.
And that's why I ain't gonna never hesitate to say, bro, your run coming. Believe me.
That
shit finna happen. You feel me?
Definitely.
Whether it's a mix show DJ that happened to pick your shit up first, or if your shit blasts off in the club somewhere. Because nowadays, you know, that used to be how it was. Like, if you go to strip club and they play your shit, your shit is liable to take off. Or if the person that you did the beat for, they performing that shit at this venue, like how they would hold the Apollo to the highest standard. Like, if they perform your shit at the Apollo, that shit's finna sell.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You know, and vice versa. But now that everybody kind of trying to create the lane to where it's like, all right, you hear it here, it's gonna go there. So that's my hope. So that's why I'm saying, like, I feel like your run coming, bro. I feel like when you see these lists come out as far as producers, when they get nominated for certain shows, specifically in the state of Illinois, it's kind of crazy when you happen to see a person that you either heard of or just met or whatever, and they shit and it's getting on there. I feel like that's a start. So, you know, 312 Awards, you feel me?
Yeah.
Y'all need to go ahead and add that podcast category back.
For real,
you
though.
feel me? And by next year, Presto gonna be on that goddamn producer list. You understand what I'm saying?
So, yeah, he just put me on the 312.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even know nothing about it, but he definitely put me on.
Hey, we gonna meet each other though.
Yeah,
sure. Straight up.
Because they ain't never get back to us the way they should have, but that's okay.
It's all right.
It's all good. Y'all ain't got no podcast category, so I ain't tripping at the moment. Y'all took it away, but it's cool. You know what I'm saying? On the way back, but before we slide up out of here, bro, man,
yes, sir.
Who you want to shout out?
Man, I want to shout out God first and foremost, definitely, for just even waking me up, allowing me to be here. There you guys.
There you go.
Man, all the people that's hungry, that's really trying to work and build and keep going.
Yeah.
All the organic relationships that's been built, and I'm just want to shout them out.
Thanks, you speaking some shit. Yeah.
So just even like being here with you guys, Antonio, everything that's been happening on this journey been super organic, so I'm super appreciative for it.
Definitely. Understood.
Yeah, wordplay Waan, man.
Yeah.
Who you shouting out, man? Brother? What's the deal?
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely God first and foremost, you know what I mean? What bro said, of course the people that's hungry, but specifically I want to shout out my boy Hef. I feel like, because of Hef, I'm sitting in this seat right now. Bro put a lot of plays. He real good at that, you know what I'm saying, getting people together.
Is.
So I definitely want to shout out my boy Hef. Shout out my boy oh yeah. See, that's what it's about, man, like networking. But
I like that.
D So Nice, King Zoe, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that I be messing with, like, you know what I'm saying, it's just like organically. Again, like bro said, shout out to y'all, you know what I'm saying? We crossed paths. It was an organic type of vibe. So yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, absolutely. Lady, kids, my niece Faith and Nails, shout out Vega in the back, I-Team Studios, you know what I'm saying, for letting us even record in this motherfucker. Shout out to my dog Nate, No Insurance for Life, you know what I'm saying. Shout out Presto in the back, dope ass producer, man, for real though. Like, your shit coming, I can't wait.
Facts.
On the real, shout out to Wordplay, brother. Come on now, dope artist, man.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that.
I can't wait to see more of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be able to flip my Instagram on and just see you pop on right there. You know what I'm saying?
It's
like,
coming.
Oh yeah, I know it is. You working hard.
Yeah.
And shout out to the people that is working hard too at their craft. You know what I'm saying? My brothers, sisters, and rest in peace to my mom and dad for sure, man.
Definitely, yeah, man. You know, man. Shout out the world, everybody in it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out both my OGs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out E, shout out P. Wordplay Waan for sliding on us, bro. Yeah. And you was on time. You was way early too.
Yes, bro.
Some people
I'm big
be lagging. You
Nah,
did,
bro. We
appreciate that
get
one for
motherfuckers
sure.
to be like super late and then won't even communicate. You know what I'm saying? But it's cool. You was definitely here early.
For sure, man. And y'all know the slogan, man. Relax your mind, let your conscience be free. Get money and smoke these trees. We're going to go out with this video by y'all. You know what I'm saying? Who you know. You know what I'm saying? It's going down. We appreciate y'all for sliding, man. We'll holler at y'all next time.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Why? Soon as I touch down, I'm around where my enemies at. Y'all ain't real, y'all like to pretend to be that. Hanging out of cars, same thing got Kennedy wet. Let it blow, me and Presto like Penny and Shaq. Working magic, I ain't talking rabbits out of the hat. No addict, we on top, who got a problem with that? Man, I don't even pay attention to stats, I'm used to winning. My mood too persistent, I move with true intentions. Only fuck with people that wanna see me win. Yo, BM in my DM, ready to DTM. On whatever just to spend a night. I hit it twice in the wreck, got a call and named me Witherite. But I'd rather get money instead. Negativity, I don't want it like the butter the bread. Yeah, think you sharp, get hit with the lead. And I ain't gotta repeat myself, I said what I said. Yeah, who you know talking shit like this? Hit the booth and spit off the rip like this. Who you know making hits like this? Taking trips like this, feeling this priceless. Tell me who you know. Tell me who you know, nigga. Yeah. Tell me who you know.
rookie respected by veterans. My pen tend to make music timeless. Never mind this way that I display. I'm seeking change and asking for pennies, nickels, and dimes for a quarter of my time, okay? Da Vinci where I draw the line, okay? These differences got me anxious, but I'm not genuine, okay? I'm the same old me, not a G. I can see y'all bite my steeds with jealousy. Look, let me take a minute to breathe. Okay, this shit is too easy. I've been that nigga, my reputation is prestigious. I'm something like a god, even the atheists believe me. The way I speak facts, you gotta catch it to receive it. With some thick, swear shit fatter than Miss Parisi. And yeah, I got green pockets up the par. And if we talking about bars, nigga, I set the bar. One, who you know talking shit like this? Hit the booth and spit off the rip like this. Who you know making hits like this? Taking trips like this, feeling this priceless. Tell me who you know. Tell me who you know, nigga. Yeah. Tell me who you know.